How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. It's lovely to have you on the call today. I'd like for you to just go on to introduce yourself. Let us know your name, where you're joining from, and what exactly your expectations are from the session this evening, if you have any.
Well, to be honest, this is my first ever session because I very recently joined this community through my friend in university. He referred me to the community. He said that it's a very good tech space for people who are interested in progressing themselves in the tech world. So I said I'm interested because I'm a computer engineer really make impact with my degree, not just I earned a degree and graduate and not know what to do with it. So this is my first session. I'm really excited to know what I can get out of it.
All right, that sounds great. That sounds great. It's great to have you on the call. It's great to have you with us, Howie. And
Thank you.
this is absolutely the right room you want to be in, right? This is where we have many people across multiple roles within the tech ecosystem. And this is just a community where we have conversations around what's happening in the tech space, how exactly you can navigate your journey into tech, and how to sustain an actual career within the tech space. And every month, like this, we have conversations like this with tech experts. I do my best to bring, the best of the best, right? To come in, have conversations with us, just put us through what to expect within your career. We get to have a conversation, all right, and then we get to understand what is actually happening within the space and how you exactly can navigate your journey within the tech space. So if you're just starting out, this is absolutely the right room to be in, and a very special welcome to you, Harry.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
All right, absolutely, absolutely, great to have you here. Um, I think we'll take one more person and then we'll dive right into the session. Hello, Esther. Hi, Esther. Okay, I don't think Esther is able to unmute now. Um, I think we'll just dive right into the conversation. Welcome once again, everyone. My name is Jedidiah. For everyone that's meeting me for the very first time, my name is Jedidiah Osara, and you can just call me Jed, right? It's much easier and to remember, right? So you can call me Jed. I have worked across the full data stack from data analytics to data science, machine learning, MLOps, and AI engineering. I've worked with organizations across the US, the UK, Canada, and Nigeria. I've also had the opportunity to train, hundreds of people making their transition into the tech space. And I started this community as an avenue for people like myself who are starting out their journey into the tech space, but are not certain how to navigate their journey. A lot of people want to get into tech, but they don't even know what role they want to go for. All right. A lot of people have identified what role they want to go for, but they don't know how to navigate their journey into tech. And a lot of people actually start on that journey, but are not sure how to actually secure jobs. You have to find these jobs, how to go about applying, how to secure the roles. Some people are struggling with visibility. Some people are struggling with, building a solid portfolio and working on actual projects. And this just creates an opportunity. This creates a community where you can always interact with other people who are on the same journey as yourself. You get to meet with people who have built successful careers in the role you're trying to get into. And you get to get expert guidance and help from these experts. You get to build with other people who are also starting out their journey just like you are, and you get to learn. The purpose of this community is so that we are continuously learning from each other and so that we are also continuously growing with each other. And for today's session, we have a very special guest. All right. This guest is very special to my heart. And I have really been looking forward to this conversation. I've really been looking forward to actually having this guest with us in the session today. And in a quick moment, I'll be calling up our guests and they would go on to introduce themselves. Now, our guest for today is a software developer, specifically front end software developer. She has been in this space for a while now. She has been in this space for over 5 years now. And in this time, she has successfully built a robust career in the tech space, has helped groom quite a number of people who are making their transition into tech. She also makes content around tech where she's guiding people on how to navigate their journey into the tech space. She's building web applications, she's combining her technical knowledge and, public speaking, her ability to break down these concepts for complete beginners like everyone else on the call today. All right. So I'd like to very specially welcome our guest for today in person of Precious Egwuenu. Hi, Precious. Please let's give her a round of applause and a warm welcome as she comes up, to take on with the session for today. Hi, Precious.
Hi. Okay. One sec. I have to turn on my camera. Okay.
Hi, good evening, Precious.
Hi everyone. Good evening. It's nice to be here finally on your stage.
It's awesome. It's really great to have you here, Precious. We are really excited to have you in the session today. We are looking forward to picking your brain, right? And gathering as
Mhm.
much information as we can as we learn from you today, Precious. It's awesome, awesome, awesome to have you here. Could you just quickly introduce yourself and say hi to everyone?
I mean, you've done justice to it, but
I don't
let me
think I
just.
have, please.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Precious. I'm a software developer fully focused on front end development. I also dabble into content creation. I help to make it feel like you're not the only one having the technical issues. So I like to talk about relatable content, relatable issues in web development, and also help people get into tech, help people find their community. Yeah, I see.
All right. I think we should just get right into it. If you're interested in getting into web development, more specifically the front end side, you're saying that Precious is someone you can hold her legs basically, right? And yeah, she has built a wonderful career within this space. She has worked with multiple, awesome organizations, worked with clients across the globe, and yeah, she would be sharing, her wealth of knowledge and experience within this space with every single person on the call today and guiding us through how we can make our own transition, how we can, go through our own journey transitioning into tech. Right. So let's actually dive right into the conversation. Let's dive right into it and start picking Precious's brains. I'm sure she's very psyched and very much prepared for us. All right. Welcome once again, everyone, and welcome, Precious. Now, um, we are starting to have a culture in the community here and with these events that we have, and this culture is simply where the previous guest leaves a question for the next guest that we are going to have. All right, so what that means is the last guest we had on the community town hall like this left a question for you, and that's the question we are going to be starting with. Right? And the question is not something complex, right? The question actually stemmed from the conversation that we had last week. And also just keep in mind while we go through this conversation, you will also be leaving a question for the next guest. Basically a question that will help, that the answer to that question is basically going to help guide someone in the community. So a question that you believe the answer is most likely going to be very impactful for someone in the community. Now, the question that the previous guest left for you. Are you ready for this?
That's good.
All right. So in the last session, we had a very deep conversation around building a career within tech and also how to ensure that you position yourself well for the right kinds of opportunities, how exactly you can build in the era of AI, and we went in depth into speaking about how exactly you can build, you can grow within a particular career, coming into a role and actually dominating within that role, coming into a role, getting the work done, and actually growing within that role. We had so many conversations across, demanding for, what you want, how to make sure that your work is, productive and actually showing, right? How to ensure that you are catching the attention of upper leadership, because in the end, that's how promotions come, right? That's how, more benefits, incentives, and things like that can come, bonuses, right? And even more importantly, growth within your career. All right. So the main question for you is, how exactly does someone build audacity? Right. And by audacity, we are saying, how exactly do you starts to demand for what you believe you deserve? How exactly do you get to that position where you can confidently say, I can now call myself, a senior dev, not because I've spent 10 years, as a developer, but actually because I've built a level, I've gotten to a level of depth in this space, and that's why I can actually call myself at this level. How exactly do you get to that level where you can start negotiating your salaries and start telling them, oh, I'm not going to take that amount for this particular job? And for someone like you who is constantly building, especially in today's world, where we have digital creators everywhere, tech creators, how exactly have you built your own audacity to literally carve out your own space? And literally we celebrate you right now in the tech space. How exactly does someone build audacity?
All right. Thank you. You guys really had an in-depth conversation. Okay. So one thing I would say on how to do this is by showing your work.
Mm,
So you can have like 10 years, 15 years of experience, and nobody can see what you have built in the past years.
mm,
So if your work is not about having a website or having a portfolio, but it's about making the internet know that this person has wealth of knowledge. So you are posting projects you've built, like you've been posting. So people cannot even come and say, "Oh, show me your portfolio." Bruh, search, Google me,
ah,
Google my name.
that's a flex.
Some people don't even do interviews because,
Mhm.
I mean, you're on LinkedIn, first scroll, second scroll, you've seen three good projects that this person has worked on, and you're like, let's have an interview. Why do you want to waste your time? Everything about them is on the internet, everything about their work, how they started, their struggles, their wins, projects they've built, community they're part of. Everything is on the internet. So with that, it's like your work is there. You're showing workings, and that's enough audacity for them to have you as a senior dev. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. My Nigerians will say show workings, right? No be cho cho cho. Uh,
Real.
And I think in a nutshell, what you're trying to say is visibility. And that's a key part of everything that you are doing, especially within the tech space. Now, beyond tech, if you have worked in a corporate environment, you would notice that it's the people who are visible, the people whose work is visible that actually get ahead, right? Some people might call it eye service, but that's actually what is working, right? The person who is constantly seen working, the person who is seen productive, the person whose voice is actually heard during meetings is the
Mm-hmm.
one that you actually, that is the memorable person, basically. And it's just interesting that this is how, the world of work works today, especially within the tech ecosystem, where if you literally apply to a role today, in the next couple of days or weeks, you are going to notice, hiring managers already stalking your LinkedIn page, right? Because they want to see what you have actually done. They want to see if there's a track record, of things that you have done. And once they've seen that, oh, this person is a great fit for this particular role, there's no reason you come into that interview and then you're negotiating salary and they'll be doubting it because they've seen the evidence. So it's very important that not only are you putting out quality work, but also that you are visible with your work. And I want to believe that, everyone on the call today has a LinkedIn profile. If you have one, just give me a thumbs up. If you don't, it's totally fine. You can create one today and get started on your journey. All right, you can get started by posting about today's session and just share what your experience has been like and how you're actually starting your journey into the tech space. So I'd like to see those of us who have a LinkedIn profile. If you have one, give me a thumbs up. Let me see those of us that are already on our journey. If you have a LinkedIn profile, just give me a thumbs up. Interesting. Interesting. So if you don't have one, not to worry. This is something you can, of course, put up later on at the end of the session. But it's very, very vital, especially when it comes to visibility. Now, beyond a LinkedIn profile, there are other platforms like TikTok. Right, literally, there are lots of people that are sharing their work on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and I think X is a popular one, right, in the tech ecosystem, in the tech community. Thank you so much, Precious, for helping us out with that question. Now we are diving right into the session and the questions for you today. And I would like to start with, diving a little bit into the past. And I'd like for you to share with us what your journey was like getting into the tech space. How you started, how you even heard about tech in the first place, why you started considering it, and how much your career has grown between when you started up to this point.
One sec.
All right. So,
All
well,
right. Yeah.
Precious.
Sorry, I needed to send a message to someone. Sorry for
Yeah, it's
that.
fine.
All right. So you spoke about, and you were asking me how I got into tech, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm just going to make the story short because it's a story.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll prefer the long version, but it's fine.
Yeah. So on a faithful summer holiday, just like some of you are on currently, um my sister, which my sister is my sister was also in tech. She's still in tech, right? But at that time she was like big in tech. She was actively involved in it. And me, I was curious. I'm a curious person. I saw how using a laptop, building website, like I'll see her searching stuff on Google and stuff. I'll be like, what's this girl doing? At that time, sef, I did not have a phone. So everything was strange. I was just seeing laptop. So then she taught me about what computer is and stuff. Even though I was doing computer in school, bruh, I still did not know what exactly they use computers to do.
Mhm.
So she told me about computer, laptop, what our work is, because at that time she was working as dev, a web developer. So I told her that I was interested in learning, and then she took me to a summer boot camp she was mentoring at that point. Mm, yeah, so I was one of their students. We're learning HTML, CSS, and it was just for how many weeks? I cannot remember, but it wasn't long at all. So I just did that, and then I went back to school because yeah, I was in boarding house, so I went back to my school. Even though I had laptop, there was no internet, so it was just there. I wasn't doing anything. Not until I finished from secondary school. I was at home before I went for uni. I tried to pick up from where I left. Yeah, so I did that. It was just me being curious and trying to like feed my curiosity, me
Mm,
trying to like see, oh, what was that stuff I learned back then?
mm.
Now I have a phone, now I have internet, I can finally search for this and see what it actually means. So I delve deep down into it, and here I am today.
Wow. Wow. What an inspiring story. Now, a lot of us don't have an older sister who is in tech, but
Oh,
I mean, we'll survive somehow. But that's really inspiring to hear you just, coming off from literally someone in secondary school learning about, tech and just going into this out of curiosity. And now you have built a successful career within the tech space. And I would like to know really, in this time, what would you say has been the biggest change, right, between when you started off and where you are right now? Of course, there's the money side of things. Now you're earning a lot more money. But what would you say has been the biggest shift? What would be the thing that's precious from secondary school with your laptop without internet, trying to figure out HTML? What would say is the biggest shift between that time and now? What would surprise
hmm.
her? What would be the biggest surprise for her?
Okay,
Besides the money,
okay.
of course. Yes.
I mean, we get surprised. I actually went through this because I can remember back then I struggled with JavaScript a lot. I always get stuck and I just abandon it. So I used to come like every 3 months.
Ah.
So she'll actually be surprised that I went past that phase. And I think right now in my career too, I have content creation. She'll be very, very surprised that I went through that route too, especially adding it to my tech. So it's now like me being a tech creator, because in school I was an introvert, quiet, shy, reserved person. Everything in one body.
Wow.
It's like you pass me and you will not know somebody was standing there.
Wow.
It was that bad. So I didn't even think that I would come out of my shell, start posting online, or start talking in a community like this. So yeah, she'll be really surprised.
Wow. Wow. Going from someone who is an introvert, an inside person avoiding people, to someone who now has thousands of followers, who is literally a celebrity in the tech space. Trust me, guys, when I
Oh,
say Precious is a celebrity, don't take it lightly. I've been to quite a number of tech events with Precious, and literally every event we go to, someone knows Precious there. Right? It's like you attend an event that you don't expect to meet anybody, and then you just see someone shout, Precious, Precious. Right. So she's
yeah.
actually a celeb. So thank you so much, Precious, for making out time out of your celebrity life
Mm.
to have this conversation with us. So very, very amazing story, moving from an introvert to actually becoming someone who not only has built a successful career, but it's also building publicly and guiding other people who are making their transition into tech. So one key thing that I am picking from this story is the fact that consistency and perseverance is very key to anyone's transition into tech. Code will frustrate you, right? It that's bound to happen. There's no two ways about
Girl,
it. That's bound to happen. But it really takes that perseverance, that consistency to say, okay, this thing is confusing, this thing is going to be a hassle, but I just need the right guidance, I just need the right support, and I need to be consistent with it. I would eventually overcome this and move on to the next phase. And it's really amazing to have this conversation with you today, Precious. Um,
thank
Fantastic, great. I'd like to ask a quite interesting question, and this um, ties to you specifically, considering you are currently a social person, right? You built a reputation online, and there are a lot of people that know you now, right? Maybe not know you personally, but at least they've seen some video about Precious talking about one random AI tool that can help you to write GitHub commit messages or something interesting like that. And so my question is, what's something that most people assume about you because of your online presence, right? That might not exactly be true. So because they've seen the Precious online, they've seen Precious in 101 videos, and now they meet Precious physically at a random event. What's one thing that most people assume about you that might not be true?
you. Okay, so this one, you're saying they see me physically and they're assuming, right? Not people online assuming.
Okay, people online generally, everyone.
Generally, okay. If it's generally people online, I get DMs like, um, Precious, I want to join your company. I want to intern under you. And I'm like, where did I announce that I'm a founder? I'm a CEO. I have a place whereby I need interns or I need support hands. They just assume that I've figured everything out and I'm just that girl with a
I
brain
mean, you're
of.
that girl, so
Wait, calm down now. They assume that I'm that girl with a brain full of resources. Precious, how can I do something, something? Girl, there is Google. I don't know. I've never posted anything like that before. I don't know myself. So they just assume I know everything because at some points in my content, I used to post AI tools, helpful tips and tricks for web development. So people just ask me random and the weirdest questions, even to help them debug a code that without full information. I'm like, I don't understand. I need more context to this.
mm,
Yeah, so that's it.
that's amazing. So what's now the reality of things?
I mean, I'm still learning, right? Most of the stuff I post on my TikTok, it's me discovering things, learning, and then I decide to share it with my audience so that they can as well learn this stuff. So because I am posting all this doesn't mean I know everything, right? I'm still figuring out life, tech. It's a broad topic.
Yeah. I mean, tech is quite broad, and a lot of people make this mistake of just diving into it. Or I want to get into tech without any direction at all. A lot of people just see a random person online and they're like, "Oh, Precious, I would like to learn tech." I'm sure you've got two messages like that.
Yeah,
Precious, I would like to learn tech. Tech is very broad. There's a lot to it. Is it web
I
dev?
know,
You
right?
want to get into cybersecurity? Is it data roles, machine learning, AI? What exactly do you want to do? And then you can actually give advice. But when people come with ambiguous questions, there's really no way to guide them at that point, right? But again, um the confusion or that phase. Everyone is really just figuring it out, especially in today's age where we have AI all around us. AI is constantly developing and improving. So, a very big question a lot of people have in mind is whether or not AI is going to take their jobs. And this is something that actually discourages people. A lot of people actually just abandon tech because they suddenly hear this tool can pretty much do what you are currently doing, and they all of a sudden just abandon what they were actually learning. So my question to you is, has there ever been a time, right, that you truly question if you should actually be doing this tech thing? Like, should I really be here? And how exactly did you overcome that to actually continue building in tech?
Yeah, so there have been so many times, most especially in the beginning stage when I was still trying to um, learn web development, right? JavaScript was my biggest blocker. I was like, am I sure this part is the right part for me?
Mm.
There is product design, there is product management. Why am I so drawn to web development? So I was not even questioning to leave tech because that's not an option for me. That was not an option for me. I was soaked in, like my blood was in tech. So I was always looking at other fields, not
So it was like tech or nothing.
tech or nothing, right? So I was just thinking, is web development still the path for
Mm.
me? At some point, I had to try my hands on other things. I tried backend, I tried product design, I tried project management. Yeah, I tried those, but I just couldn't
Came back.
even pass through the first stage of those stuff. So I had to come back again, and I
Mm.
was like, see, you this JavaScript, me and you today. So how I was able to even overcome that stuff, I think I watched a video. It was I always used to watch video tutorials. That's another thing we'll talk about, Sha. But I was watching one video about what's the next step for web development, or like the roadmap to web development. Like if I'm stuck in JavaScript, what's the next thing
Mm.
now? How far? What is the next step? So they're like, oh, there are JavaScript libraries. It's similar to JavaScript. It's just a framework or a library built on JavaScript. I'm like, oh yeah, if I cannot if the mountain cannot come to me, let me climb it. So I'm like, if I cannot understand JavaScript, let me just go and meet its framework. Oh. So I went to React.
Mm.
So from me starting to learn React JS, I started to understand the reason why all those syntax in JavaScript matters. I
Mm.
started to understand why you need it in your website, how the interactive,
Mm.
how it works on your website. So moving forward with React actually made me to understand the JavaScript and where what was blocking me,
Mm.
right? So I had to come back to JavaScript again, understand it. Now I even picked it up faster. So when I was done with that and I went back to React, I'm like, girl, I'm ready. So I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to move on with you. So I
Wow.
did React. I haven't tried Vue.js. Vue.js is another JavaScript
Mm.
framework. So I
Okay.
was like, maybe I can try something else. So I
Mm.
tried Vue.js. Vue.js was looking exactly like JavaScript. It was just that they had few syntax
Change the
that
difference.
were a bit different.
Mm.
And because I already spent most of my time with React, React is very like it has its own structure. It's a bit different from Vue.js. So people were not like, oh, Vue.js is even simpler to learn than
Mm.
React. And
Yeah.
I was like, Una no talk fast too. I don't already learn React. Like I've already learned React, and you're not like I should now come and learn this new
Mm,
structure, new syntax. I just left the VJS. I'm like, that's enough. I'm
mm,
not trying to figure out all that JavaScript stuff.
mm.
I just left that. So with my React and to my, I mean, how would I even say, to my greatest surprise, jobs that I even wanted to apply for, it was even React they were asking for. So
Interesting.
I'm like, nothing spoil.
Interesting. Interesting. So it's great to just see how you have, constantly built yourself, literally running away from front end dev, going to try other things and finding your way back into front end dev. Now, eventually you were able to come up with a way to overcome what was chasing you away
Mm-hmm.
from the front end dev side of things. And I think this is a very important conversation that we need to have because a lot of people are always asking, well, what do I learn next? Yes, you need to learn JavaScript. That is the what. But how exactly do you actually learn JavaScript to make sure that you understand it and can actually use this tool to get things done? So I'd like to ask you this question. How exactly do you approach learning a new tool, especially one that's difficult like JavaScript? I know you just explained your entire journey and experience with it, but what changed in terms of, your strategy to learning it when you eventually came back to it? And would you say that strategy has changed today? Have you come up with a new approach to learning a new skill? Because a lot of the people on the call right now are just starting out their journey. Lots of the people are just starting out learning these tools. Some people are going to get on that same battle fighting JavaScript. So, what would you say is the best strategy to actually learning these tools?
Okay. So I would say best way. Oh yeah. So how I learn new skills, or how I was even able to quickly take up my React when I was learning it, was by building projects. So what I was doing before was learn, like I said, I was going to talk about that. So it was watching videos. So I used to watch lots of tutorials, and I watched a lot before you guys told me that it's called tutorial hell. I did not even know that there is a name given to binge watching lots of tutorial videos. I found myself in that loop, but later on I switched to learning by building. So I make sure I have a problem that I want to solve. So I know that, oh yes, there is a problem. There will be a project, right? A project to work on. So I use my JavaScript to work on that project. I use React. It's just like at every point in time, you try to do something. I can remember a project I was building. It was an e-commerce project. So I was trying to see how I can share data from different pages. You know, on your website, how you have about page, home page. So I was saying, how can I share data across without repeating myself, without sharing data in these different pages or passing props. I got stuck. I did not know how to explain it. Now I'm even explaining it with context of programming. Before, I could not even explain how, like, this is what I want to do in order for me to search Google and stuff. So I got stuck on that, and because I was building a project, so what I had to do is, okay, I abandoned the project. Sha. Let me know. I abandoned it, but I started another project. I thought, oh, I cannot figure out the answer or the solution to that project. So I left it. I went ahead to build another project. guess what? I had the same issue. How am I going to share data? Only to, I think one time it was on X or in a community. I've forgotten where I heard about this stuff called um Jesus, it just head state management. Yeah, something called state management. So I now had to go and focus on that topic, state management. I watched articles of state management. There are different libraries that covers the state management you can to solve the problem you were having on your project. I'm like, oh, that's nice. So I went project I was working on. I was able to figure out the and all. So when you learn by doing or learn by building, you would definitely enter one error or the other. But it's just for you to find a way, do your research. If you cannot, if you don't understand the error, maybe ask people in your community. But you will learn better and you will learn faster than you just watching a video on YouTube, like like as if it's Netflix. You're just looking at the instructor. When you move your head and you're like, oh, let me code something, or
Mhm.
your head is blank. Like I was just looking, I was not listening. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And trust me, I've also had my fair share of struggles with, code, especially learning on your own, right? And this is something I am always advocating for, and that is building in public. The best way, the best way to learn any tech skill, any tech framework, any tech tool, anything tech related, the best way to learn it is by actually using that tool. You want to learn JavaScript, try using it to build something. That's the best way to understand it. You want to learn a particular framework, a particular technique. The best way to learn it is by actually using that tool. And that's where you start to find yourself a lot more productive. It starts to make a lot of sense to you. Trust me, I was in the university studying computer science, and I was doing a lot of mathematics that I did not understand. But when I started learning machine learning, I started to understand why this mathematics was actually relevant, how it related to actually looking at data, understanding patterns in this data, and how the calculations that you are doing actually results in decisions that the computer or programs that you are writing are actually making. The different algorithms that exist today stem from mathematical formulas and different mathematical operations, right? And so while you are doing that math and it looks very complex, by the time you start practicalizing it and actually building stuff with the concept and things that you are learning, you start to see that you are a lot more productive, right? Precious has given us the formula, guys. Precious has given us the formula. And a very key thing that I would like to point out in everything that Precious has actually said is the importance of having a community, right? More than the fact that you are learning by trying to build something, you are definitely going to get stuck. You are definitely going to have challenges because it's your first time trying this thing out. You have not done this before and you are just trying it for the very first time. Precious just shared with us that she finally got the solution to her problem from a community. She didn't even know what the solution was. Eventually, someone opened her eyes to it, and then she knew where to start searching now because she had that information. And that's one valuable thing about being in a community, especially like the one we have here at Data, the North Star. All right. So it gives you an avenue, it gives you an opportunity to ask questions. You have experts like Precious in the community. So if you are stuck with JavaScript, now you know who to call. Now you know who to reach out to. All right. So it's very important that you engage in communities like this and take advantage of this opportunity. Make sure that you are building something. And remember, you always have access to people who can support you, who can put you through, right? Navigating whatever challenges you are facing. right? Now, thank you so much, Precious, for that formula. But if you don't mind, would like to ask for one more special thing, right? For someone who is trying to make their transition into front-end development, considering you now who has been in the space for more than 5 years now, you've built a successful career, what would you say will should that journey look like? Right? What will be the roadmap you will paint out for someone who is interested in getting into front-end development? What will be the roadmap you give to this person to help them make their transition into front-end dev?
All right, that's a good one. Okay, so we know that this is the age of AI, right? And it shouldn't be hard for you to pick up any skill, and front end included. So to get on front end, there are three main things you have to learn, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML for the, I don't want to go into details. When you do your research, you will know. So those three things are like the main things. But now with the use of AI, you can actually make it much more easier for you. There are YouTube videos online. I think Gemini is very good at reading YouTube videos to the core. So you can use Gemini to to explain what a, or to just go on. Maybe you don't even know what video to watch. So you can ask Gemini to check front end roadmap in 2026, because I don't know if they've added something in the line. So just add your 2026. So front end or web develop, okay, just front end roadmap in 2026. Ask Gemini to give you a structure on, I mean, based on the video, you should just list them out. And if you have that already, you would see the breakdown of what you should learn in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So at the end of every phase, at the end of HTML, you should be able to build. You should ask Gemini to help you draft a project that you'll be able to work on after taking those HTML classes or learning it wherever you want to learn it, right? You can ask me if you want to know. So after learning all your HTML stuff, you build the project that Gemini recommends. Same with CSS. After taking all the classes or the everything there, you also build a project. And then at the end of the day, you learn JavaScript too. Then for your JavaScript projects, which will be more technical, you would use HTML, your HTML knowledge, your CSS knowledge, alongside with the JavaScript knowledge. So you add everything all together and you build a very beautiful website. Yeah. So AI
Fantastic.
can, why I mentioned AI, because the problem we used to have, and good thing somebody built a solution for that. There is roadmap.sh, which is a platform that has roadmap to different tech fields. There is front end. So front end, you see starting from what is internet. Yeah, it's so detailed. The roadmap will show you um like what to learn, starting from what is internet down to you becoming a badass front end developer.
Interesting.
So some
Precious,
people,
sorry to cut you off. Do you mind sharing that link, maybe in the chat or on the WhatsApp group?
all right.
You can go on and continue speaking, but just type that out for us.
All right, so like I was saying, some people built that stuff out there those times. I don't know when they built it, but they built it because there was no solution. Everyone keeps asking, "What's the roadmap to front end? What's the roadmap to backend. There was no solution. That's why I think this should be open source too. So they built this, and that was all what we had that time. But now there is AI, right? There is AI. This roadmap might even be outdated at our today. Maybe they updated it last month. I don't know. But with AI, you can get any information, right? So you can just ask AI for a detailed roadmap based on latest videos on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Precious. Precious has given us a roadmap: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? And that is our formula for getting into front end dev. And if you want something more extensive, she's also shared a resource with us that you can quickly just go on and check out. I've shared the link in the WhatsApp group. She has shared it in the chat. You can just go click on that and then just type in whatever role you're interested in, and you'd see a much more detailed breakdown of how you can actually navigate your journey into this space. We are gradually coming to the tail end of the session, so I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit because I want to get a lot more from Precious today. We don't know the next time we are going to see her. So let's get as much as we can from Precious while she's here. My question is, Precious, you've built a very great reputation. You've built the technical skills within the tech space. Right now, Precious is a senior dev, right? Even though she doesn't like to accept it, right? I am accepting it for her. Precious is a senior dev. At the same time, she's also a celebrity online. She's a celeb
Hmm.
in the tech space. So, Precious, you've
Wahala.
built Precious, you build the technical skills as well as the online presence. You have a huge reputation. And my question is, have you had opportunities that came to you simply because people knew your name? This opportunity, it might have been a job, maybe a collaboration, just some kind of opportunity that came to you simply because they knew PreshDevv as the senior dev content creator.
Yes, I mean, you cannot be online and not get anything.
Hmm.
Even though you don't want, people will bring it to your house. One sec.
All right. So before Precious gets back,
I'm
I'm going
back.
to quickly. Okay. Let me just go on to send this out. So for everyone on the call right now, you most likely got the link in your email. If you didn't get the link for this session through your email, I'm going to be sharing the community form. Just click on the form, fill it out, and you'll be informed of subsequent sessions like this, so that you don't miss anyone at all. Also, it also gives you access to the community. So if you'd like to ask questions, just like Precious did, to get help and get the solution to the challenges you are facing, I would encourage that you go on to fill the form, and that gives you access to the community as well as to subsequent sessions that we are going to be holding like this. Thank you so much, Precious. Please go on.
All right. So we're talking about if I've gotten opportunities. Um, yeah, I heard even my current job was it was because of I was out there. I can remember posting on TikTok, Instagram, even LinkedIn, yeah, saying that I lost my previous job and I'm looking for a new opportunity. And I got lots of comments. Um, I got DMs of people saying just sympathizing with me, right? But then I was still shooting my shot like, how far now? It's not really sorry you tell me. Nah, nobody fine. So I did not just lay low. I mean, I know I have the community, I know I have the audience. So It's it's just for me to speak, and whoever it concerns will hear me. So I can remember going live one day with a friend of mine, and we're talking, and then I was still telling people I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for a job. They say, "Oh, precious big girl, you look for a job, okay?" I'm like, I literally just posted it on my page. I'm looking for a job. I'm dead ass serious. So somebody on that live stream reached out to me, and that's how I got my job. And
Wow.
that's literally just one of it. There are many times whereby, um, just based on my videos, I don't even need to talk too much. I don't need to talk too much. People already they've seen my work. Um, I think I this one was my recent job, which I spoke about. For the first job I had, it was also similar to this, but this one I added my TikTok account link in my resume, and I applied for a job. Yeah. So the the person that was actually looking for like a web dev was in my DM, not my DM, my WhatsApp contact list. So it's just like, oh, all those acquaintance that you know them,
Mm,
you guys know each other, but you don't talk, right? So, because of my TikTok link was there, so he said his manager watched it, and was impressed with my content, that it's giving, oh, this girl has knowledge of whatever she's talking about. So it told me that was part of the reasons I got the job. I
mm.
was like, thank you, thank you.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So
Yeah.
visibility again. It seems like we keep coming back to this word or this term, this concept, visibility. And Precious just pointed to something very important, which also kind of relates to community. But this is now networking. Actually going out to touch grass. I know as techies we like to stay indoors, but please, please, for the sake of God, go out, touch grass, network with other people, interact with other people. You don't know the opportunity that would come knocking at your door. You don't know the opportunity that might just show up simply because one or two persons, and when an opportunity comes up, they are, of course, referring you for these kinds of opportunities. So if there's anything I've picked from today's session, is three major things. Number one is visibility. Make sure your work is out there, that people are actually seeing your work. Number two is community, right? And that's why you have, the North Star community right now. And then number three is networking. Go out, interact with other people, attend tech events, engage with other people. We have the community itself. There are other people who are also on the same track as you. You get to have conversations with them. You get to understand what challenges they might be facing and see how both of you can support each other as you navigate your journey into the tech space. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Precious. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. As we are gradually coming towards the end, I would like to hear from you. What is one industry option, something you do, right, or something you believe in within, your role as a front-end developer that a lot of other developers might come after you for, right? What is something that that if
Hmm.
you put out there, some people might come at you for it? What's that one thing within your workflow?
Okay. I think this one is based on productivity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they categorize it under productivity. Um, I feel like y- if you're not doing enough work, you can just use your laptop. You don't need a monitor. I mean, one screen is enough. One
Mm-hmm.
screen is enough.
One screen is enough. I
One
mean,
screen is
I've seen
enough.
I've
One
seen
thing at
a
a time.
Exactly. I've seen a lot of memes out there that, oh, the reason you are not good at, maybe Python or some random tech skill, they'll say the reason you are not good at JavaScript is because you only have one monitor.
Can you imagine?
By the time you buy another monitor, or when you finally buy that ergonomic chair, right?
Mm.
That's when you get good at, JavaScript. But yeah, Precious is debunking that for us. One screen is enough. If you have just your laptop, that's more than enough. I mean, I've actually seen people who are coding on their phones. I wouldn't recommend that. But
I
again,
mean, the crazy thing is, I actually started with my phone too. At some point,
wow.
I thought that I did not have a laptop. So even when I got okay, even before I had my laptop, which I inherited from my sister, I was using my phone.
That's interesting. That's super amazing. That's super amazing. Um, Final question, right, Precious? What's something outside of tech that has actually made you a better dev, right? So something that's not, maybe a tool or a framework or AI. What's something outside of tech that has actually made you a better developer?
Okay, I would say is a soft skill actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there are some tools too, but I'll be like this soft skill called communication is actually top on my list because I know how I suffered. Emphasis on that. How I suffered when I was still struggling with communication at my workplace, because it's it's all about how you explain what you're currently working on, how you're able to reach out to people, how you're passing informations, and you're not you're not losing key details of that information you're passing. Yeah, so I had to learn about communication.
Communication. I think I've added one more thing to my list, right? So that's visibility, basically putting your stuff out there, posting your work,
Yeah.
any project you are working on. There's also, what's the second one again? There's community.
Yeah.
Thank you, Precious. There's community like the one we have here. All right. So to be a part of our community, please do make sure you fill the form and go on to join the WhatsApp group. All right. So if you're already in the community, if you have filled this form before, you don't have to fill it again. But if you haven't, please ensure you do so. And then the next thing was networking. Go out, interact with other people. You can network virtually. You don't have to actually attend physical events. You can network through the community itself. You can network on LinkedIn. You can network on other platforms. All right. And then finally, communication is very key to every single role. Knowing how to break down a concept clearly, to have a proper conversation with other people, communicate your blockers, communicate what you are doing, what phase you are, any challenges you might be facing, and knowing how to ask for help. Communication is very key. And I want us to close with this before we take on any questions from the audience, right? Precious, 10 years from now, what do you want people to remember you for? Beyond the fact that, oh, she was that girl, the senior dev, built a high reputation, the celebrity front end developer that was constantly helping people make their transition. What will you like to be remembered for 10 years down the line? Maybe
They
when you
should
decide to
remember
retire. When you decide to retire and start a rice farm or something like that.
they should remember me as that girl that will share our knowledge,
Hmm.
and because of that they will actually take action, right? Because in since when I started putting myself out there, I've had people say, "Oh, it's because of you I also did this.
Hmm.
It's because of you I started creating content. It's
Wow.
because of you I attended tech event, my first tech event. It's because of you I got into tech. Just say, oh, Precious, you they inspire me. So yeah, they should say that.
Amazing, amazing. She wants to be remembered as that girl that inspires other people to take actions and actually get started on their journey into the tech space. It's been an awesome conversation with you, Precious. Thank you so much for making out the time out of your celebrity life to come
Mm,
in and speak to us. Do you have any final advice for us before we start taking questions from the audience?
okay, I would say don't be shy, scared to ask the wrong question.
Hmm.
Don't, I mean, I think one thing my previous manager would say from where I worked before, say, Precious, ask questions. I won't fire you. I won't bite you. Ask questions. And I'll always be like, I don't even know how to frame my questions. You say,
Hmm.
just talk, rant, explain it, share your screen, do something. Do something. You cannot just be in your house or be in your shell and you expect solution to come to you. No, if you are asking questions, you will get answers. If you're posting your work, you will get answers. So you have to do something. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Precious. It's been an awesome conversation with you. And, we've loved every bit of this conversation. Sadly, we have to come to a conclusion. If you're interested in being a part of the community again, I just shared the link in the chat. And for everyone that's going to be watching this on YouTube, I'm going to attach the link in the description. Just go on, click on the link, fill the form. You immediately get a link to join the WhatsApp community as well as the link to the next session, right? And I'll be really, really looking forward to having every single person in the next session. Thank you so much, Precious, for an awesome conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Before we close off, I'd like to take a couple of questions from the audience. I think I already see one question in the chat. So let's go on to take that and a couple more before we drop off. I see a question from Emanuela. Hi, Emanuela. I think I'll prefer for you to actually unmute yourself. Let's hear from you. Let's have a proper conversation. Are you able to unmute yourself? Hi, Emanuela.
I am able to unmute myself. Yes. So my question is basically, how do you balance like creating content with your day-to-day job, like working as a software engineer and making like that time to create content, and your consistency is wow. Like I really respect it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. That's a good one. But okay, it's hard. Like actually, I can remember one time I was making a video and they texted me at work that Precious jump on a call. I was like, how now? How? How am I supposed to be doing a meeting and still be making a video? So I think how I try to do it, I mean, how I've been doing it is to just find time whenever I know it's not a busy work day. I create videos. I know that nobody is coming to disturb me. Even during weekends on Saturdays, I try to like create videos. But sometimes I know I can be lazy. So I do it in between the week when I know there will not be too much work stuff. Yeah, but it's really hard. I mean, there is content, there's your personal life, and there is your work, your 9 to 5. Yeah, also I work remotely, so that's why it's a bit easier to just switch this.
Thank you so much, Precious, for that. Your story
Thank
has
you.
been very inspiring. Um, trust me, Precious is a huge inspiration to me too, right? I'm trying to make more content. I'm trying to be like Precious, right? Eventually
Oh,
become a celeb to and help as many people as I can making their transition into the tech space. And that's why this community exists. That's why my YouTube channel also exists. So if you like more resources like this, if you like more materials, just guidance on how to navigate your journey, go on to be a part of the community, go on to, subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's going to be more videos coming up there. I think what I'll do is send a link to the YouTube channel in the WhatsApp community and just pin it at the top. So everyone can just go on, click on it, and, subscribe to the channel so that you are notified of every new video that comes up. It's been an awesome conversation so far, and I'm sure we've learned a lot. I have learned a lot. I mean, I've been able to categorize everything into four major things, right? And I'm sure we've also picked up on these four things, and there's a lot for us to do in order to make our journey a much more successful one. Before we drop off, I would like to take one more question. Do we have any other questions? Emanuela, Howie, anyone? If there are any more questions, let's quickly take that, and then we can draw the curtain for today's session. All right. Thank you so much, Howie. Thanks everyone for sticking around to this point in the session. It's been an awesome conversation. Thank you for your time. Don't forget, click on the link to join the community if you haven't already. If you have, just look out in the community. I'll be sharing the link to the YouTube channel. I think, matter of fact, let me just do that right now. All right. So you can just click on the link directly. It takes you to the channel. Just go on to hit subscribe, hit the bell button so that once a new video is uploaded, you'll be the first to know about it. All right. Regardless, when there are new videos, we make sure that these videos are available within the community itself. All right. So just go on, click on the link, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you again in the next community town hall. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and bye for now.
thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye, Precious.
Bye.